Hello, everyone, and good evening. Welcome to Reality Hour. I am Adam Samuel. Today, we are talking, what is this, week 4, week 3 of Dancing with the Stars? Week 4. It's
It's
Disney
right
night.
above your head.
And Grace, it's Disney night, and Grace is here to party. How you doing, Grace?
I'm doing okay. I had a lot of time on my hands this week. Unfortunately, though, I know this was Disney100 Night, hence the mini ears. We've gone corporate shill here, but
Full on.
aren't we always like this, though? But this was a fun night overall. I think I'm losing you, Adam.
I'm still here. I think my camera just cut out.
Yeah, your camera's off. I'll keep talking while your camera's off. This might have just been me, but I did enjoy the show. The one disappointment I had is they didn't even get to go to Disneyland.
Yeah, that's kind of
Disney night. They always get to go to Disneyland.
I don't know, but Disney nights have kind of the budgets on these shows have noticeably been going down recently.
Maybe that's why they had to get Hyundai to sponsor this week.
But yeah, we had a whole nother Disney night. How would you say this ranks compared to some of the other Disney nights we've had in the past?
Lower level, but still pretty fun, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like Disney night should be later in the season. It's too early.
Are you surprised?
I don't know. But yeah, it's Disney's 100-year anniversary. Have you done anything special to celebrate the occasion, aside from donning the mini ears, which I love?
Well, I did watch the Once Upon a Studio short that aired on ABC on Sunday.
I was about to bring it up also. That's what I was segueing into.
And shout out to those of you who get paid to do Disney stuff on YouTube who found every single character that was in that short, because there were over 500 of them in 10 minutes. And I don't have time for that.
You know who was in there, though?
Meet the
Robinson, people. It's still possible, Grace.
Yeah, pretty much every Disney Animation Studios movie was in there. There was no Pixar, there was no Disney Toon. But yeah, I'm also, so Disney actually is releasing a collection of 100 movies on Blu-ray. It's $1,500. I'm not actually buying it, but I'm trying to work my way through it on Disney Plus. Oh, I'm also wearing my Pizza Planet shirt. I'm trying to work my way through it, but it's going to take me a while because some of these movies I've watched recently and some of these movies I have not watched since I was a child.
I gotta be honest, like, as a kid, I don't think I really watched that many Disney movies. I mean, I used to love Aladdin as a kid, like that was my favorite. Yes. But otherwise, like that was the extent of like the Disney. Like, I didn't watch a lot of these other movies. I still haven't seen like most of the classics. It's kind of horrible as that is, but like, I love the music.
I grew up with like, I mean, I have like the attention span of a floor tile, so like I've just never been that into movies for that reason. But I mean, I'm enjoying some of the Disney movies, at least the early ones aren't very long, so that kind of helps.
I mean, I loved 101 Dalmatians as a kid. Like that was.
Yes, I recently watched that one. Before I watched Cruella a couple weeks ago.
Fun fact, I feel like I have nothing Disney on me because I'm not at my parents' house where I have my ears and all this stuff. I do have a Cruella DeVille Lego figure on my shelf though. So that's the extent of my Lego, my Disneyness today.
That'll work.
But yeah, so before we kind of dive into the actual episode, any big headlines from the week you want to touch on or discuss?
I have two that I can think of off the top of my head. The first is, unfortunately, season 20 contestant Suzanne Summers passed away on Sunday, just one day before her 79th birthday. So my condolences to her family. She'll get a star on the floor. They didn't really show it. They did dedicate this episode to her. They had frequent shout outs. And also this episode, they did announce the tour dates are out. They're not coming anywhere near me. I've never been to the Dancing with the Stars tour. It just seems like, I know a lot of fans love it, but it's just the pros. Like, I don't know if I could get into that. And Julianne is actually going to be dancing in some of the cities down south.
Are you going to go to that?
I'm not going all the way to Texas just to see Julianne Hough.
All right. Well, let's get into this deep dive.
Yes, I went all Eric and made slides.
You made slides? Oh gosh.
I did. All right. So first up was.
Wait, I got to put it like that.
Oh, hang on a second. If this isn't going to work, why are you messing with it? Hang on. Pause for a second. If this doesn't work, we just won't use it. Adam, talk. We don't talk about Bruno. No.
I'm trying here. I don't know what you're trying to do.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Did it work?
It was my wedding day. It's processing.
Oh my God.
We're getting ready, and we're gonna get a copyright strike at some point.
I don't think the YouTube algorithm can recognize your voice.
Okay. Yes, there we go. Okay, now we're tiny though. Hang on. Let's do this. Oh, and also, hey, justice for Timothy J. Mouse. We'll get to that when we get to Adrian's dance. All right, draft standings I never finished. Mauricio and Emma were up first.
Look at you, Grace. This looks so good.
Yeah, I can't use this every week, though, unfortunately.
Too much work.
And it didn't take me very long either. Anyway, they did Fantasia, which last week I had a shocking revelation that Adam has never seen before.
You know what? Grace made me watch it like afterwards, and I don't see the hype.
Okay, so here's the thing. So Disney, back in the day, before they even started doing movies, they did like cartoon shorts called Silly Symphony. And they were basically what that was. They were short set to classical music. One of their most notable ones is The Three Little Pigs, which I'm sure you're familiar with. But like the source, I mean, Fantasia didn't do well at the box office, but it's just, you didn't appreciate it because there was no dialogue or anything like that. Back in the day, silent movies were all the rage. Talkie movies weren't a thing. They didn't have the technology for it.
And they're not the rage anymore.
Well, no, because technology has advanced quite a bit. So anyway, on to the dancing, because that's why we're here with Mauricio. I loved that they had the cartoon behind them. I thought that was really cool. They did a passo. The frame could have used some work, but he is steadily improving. Just, I don't think fast enough. Like, he was still close to the bottom score-wise. So I don't know how much longer he's got, but we'll see.
I think the costume was a little over the top. It looked a little. Some of these costumes today were a little jarring, and I think this was.
They went
potentially the contender.
Like, what were they supposed to do? Dress him up like a broom?
I don't know, but to be honest, Grace, I think he's out next. Either next or.
I don't think he has much longer to go either. I mean, he was in the bottom two the first week. I'm surprised he's even still here, to be honest with you, but he is improving, so I'm happy to see that.
Well, let's talk about Mira and Gleb. Mid-packer.
Definitely. I am, like, she was excited to do Viennese Waltz because she has a little bit of ballet experience. I feel like we get A Dream Is a Wish Your Heart Makes every single year on Disney Night.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know Cinderella is timeless, but I'm kind of over this song. Like, can we get a Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo dance or like the mouse song that they do? I don't know. Like, the funny thing is, actually, no, that was Sleeping Beauty that flopped spectacularly. But anyway, I didn't think it was groundbreaking, but it was pretty. I didn't see any major mishaps. Just, I kind of sometimes find myself forgetting that Mira's even there. That's, I think, her big downfall.
Have you ever seen the Cinderella movie?
Yeah, I watched it. Like I said, I'm working my way through the catalog. So I watched Dumbo over the weekend to finish off the list for this episode.
So can I ask you, Grace, what would you say is like the sleeper hit of the movies that you've been watching that you're kind of surprised you enjoyed as much as you did?
I don't know. I mean, like, Cinderella, I didn't find, I mean, I mean, her castle is down below me, but and she is a classic. I think of the movies that I've seen. I mean, a lot of these I've seen like 500 times. Frozen 2, I think, was the one that I didn't expect to enjoy just because I didn't like the first one.
But you did like it, is what you're saying.
I liked the second one better than the first one.
Wow.
But yeah, Mira, I think she'll make it to Halloween night. I don't think she'll make it to the top 5.
We'll see. Barry Williams, Lady and the Tramp. He's another one. I think he might be going next.
I thought he was going to go home this week, to be honest with you. I mean, he had a jazz dance this week, and I've said this before. I've said before that jazz dances are hard to screw up, but somehow he and Peta found a way to screw it up.
I feel like there is nothing in a jazz. It's mostly the show. You know what I mean? It's more
That's really what it is. It's a performance. Like, there's no rules. There is technique, obviously. There's technique in everything.
Yeah. But for the most part, you're putting on it's the costumes. It's the show,
yeah, and,
as you said.
I mean, I'm not saying they should have had them dressed up as dogs, because I would have probably found that to be really campy, although they dressed Allison like a candlestick.
We will talk about Allison.
We'll get to that later. But like, I mean, there were some catastrophic mistakes. Like, there was a part where I think Peta was where he was like doing that cartwheel thing, and he completely dropped Peta. I mean, I'm thankful she's not hurt. And then at one point their timing was off. Like, somehow Barry Williams found a way to screw up a jazz dance.
Yeah, I don't think he's got much more, gas in the tank here. I think he's all right. But who's next? We got Jason Mraz, A Whole New World. This is my movie. Like, as a kid, I loved it. Did you have like a favorite as a kid that you like that is the classic in your head?
I don't know. Like I said, I was never really that into movies as a kid, just because I don't have the attention span for it.
But yeah, he's doing A Whole New World. How'd he do?
This was Jason's first ballroom dance, and they looked good. But from someone who was number 1 2 weeks in a row, and this week he dropped all the way down to, he tied for 3rd, which is the lowest he's been so far. Although, is that really a bad thing? Dropping as low as 3rd place?
Yeah, this was his first fumble, I think.
Yeah, he has a ballroom dance again next week, thankfully. But like, I mean, he had to do ballroom at some point. He got all 8, so it was one of the better dances of the night. And but like, this is, normally we see our front runners kind of, usually one of them has to fall. And thankfully he didn't fall very hard. Like I said, 3rd place, not a terrible place to be when there's 11, now 10 couples left.
I still don't see a finale without him, though.
I don't
think he's in the finale, and I think he's either the runner-up or the winner.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's gonna make it deep, no doubt. But also, like, A Whole New World is, I mean, I'm not totally sick of this song. This song doesn't get done to death on these shows, but I actually have a little bit of a horror story with this song. So I had an ushering job at a theater at the National Theater in DC, and the Aladdin tour came through a few months ago. And there was one night, I wasn't working that night, but allegedly they couldn't get the magic carpet to work. So they had to stop the show for a few minutes. And then they just had Aladdin and Jasmine come out and just sing the song in front of the stage without the magic carpet.
You can't just like lay it down on the floor at that point.
Like, well, it has to like move and stuff too. That's like the cool thing that's like probably the coolest part of that show. Although I'm partial to Friend Like Me is the Act 1 finale, and they make it this big production number. The genie is a total, I mean, I would say he's a ham in the movie too, so I don't know why I'm surprised.
Let's talk about my number 1 pick. How'd she do?
Can You Feel the Love Tonight? What is with this song? Like,
not a fan?
I mean, the The Lion King is one of the best animated movies ever. And it still holds up. But this song is like just that corny love ballad. Like, it's about as corny as a song can get in a Disney movie, unless Diane Warren writes it.
Oh, God.
But no, it had all of the rumba elements. They were done well. I think at this point she's like a steady 4th or 5th. Like, I feel like the top 4 has been the top 4 all season, and they probably aren't going to change.
That's how it is every year, Grace.
Normally it's a top 3. Last season it was a top 3.
I don't know. As long as she's in, that's all I care about. She's still here.
Like, this was good enough to keep her another week. I liked it. I think it was the only rumba we saw that night. I didn't love it though.
I don't know. But yeah, I don't see her. I see her like just missing the finale, honestly. Sucks.
Yeah, I do too. But like, if the finale is Sochi, Ariana, Charity, and Jason, like, which a lot of people think it's going to be, although a lot of people have Lele there, but like, I think 4th place at best in her case.
Thank you very much for your vote in confidence in my team.
It's not even just me; it's everybody.
I'm telling you, if the coin flip went differently, I picked Charity first. You picked Jason.
I know.
Allison Hannigan, be our guest. Gee, this was a train wreck.
Yeah, I did not like this dance. I did like
everything was wrong. Every choice here that was made was wrong.
I did like that they went with the Broadway version, although in the musical, this song goes on forever. It like is even longer than it is in the movie. And in the movie, like, people either absolutely love this scene because of how like awesome it is, or they absolutely hate it because it's just repetitive and goes on forever. I'm more in the second category, partly because I did this musical in high school. And I'm a little bit like just with this song. She was the only one I think that like got an outlandish Disney character glow up. Because she was Lumiere, so they had like her hair like all twisted up, and they like made it look like a candle.
Is that what we're calling it? A glow up? A glow up? I see what you did there. Well, I see like, the joke you were going with, Grace.
Okay, but like last season we had people painted yellow. We've had like,
and that person won and was incredible. Thank you very much.
Okay, but like I'm just saying, like nobody else really got like that intense of a costume. Which is weird. Like, they didn't get to go to Disneyland. They didn't get like, one of my favorite things about Disney Night is the costumes. And they were really the only ones that got anything overly outlandish. Like, did they just blow their entire budget on that Vegas intro the first week? Because, like, I mean, Disneyland is only like a short drive away. How come they couldn't get to go? And I'm never going to be over that, by the way.
Maybe scheduling.
Disneyland is open every day.
I mean, like the celebrities, like scheduling.
And they film these weeks in advance.
They do?
They even used to like have the pros shoot their like the opening number in the wee hours of the morning when it's still dark outside so they can get the light of the castle.
Huh.
What are you doing?
No, I was just moving something on my feet.
Okay. Anyway, back to Allison and Sasha. Nice to see Selma Blair drop into their rehearsals. This performance was just... Has Sasha's choreography always been this bad and I just haven't noticed?
Has Sasha ever won?
No, the best he's done is 3rd place.
With who?
Tanya Harding and Allie Brooke. And his only other trip to the finale was Justina, and she came in 4th. Yeah, thank you, Amaya. They film a week before it airs, so they clearly had time. They've already filmed most of next week's stuff for Most Memorable Year. But yeah, like this dance was not good. Bottom of the leaderboard. Just not even a lot of dancing. That was really the problem.
I think Mauricio, Barry, or Allison are the ones in most trouble going into next week.
Definitely. Those are the bottom 3 right now.
And then right after on top of them, I would put Harry.
I almost made the backdrop for this Andy's room, but I didn't. I resisted.
You've Got a Friend in Me from Toy Story. And I got to be honest, Grace, if I never hear this song again in my life, I will die a happy man. I cannot. I can't.
Isn't there going to be a fifth Toy Story movie?
I can't.
There shouldn't be, but
Grace.
of course,
Please.
I don't think there should have been a fourth one, but whatevs. But I mean, can we not with the Lovebirds thing? Like, I know everybody is shipping these two, and I just like partly. I mean, even if Riley has a boyfriend now, she did mention her boyfriend's currently on his mission. He's Mormon, so is she. And apparently, for the 2 years that he's gone, they did say it'll be open until he gets back. But like, I'm kind of over the shipping thing, and like that's probably the only reason they're here. Plus, Harry and Riley are both really into TikTok, and that's how they're marketing themselves. He did dedicate this dance to a friend of his who unfortunately took their own life 2 years ago, which is super duper sad. And I know Adam is deeply allergic to the song. I don't like it either. I did kind of like the big band arrangement they did of it. I mean, they had to do something because like they had a quick step, and this song on its own is not fast enough for a quick step.
To be honest, I didn't actually know that part. I only watched the YouTube videos. I didn't know that part of the story. That's really sad.
Yeah.
But look, my personal feelings about the song aside, he's still a pretty solid dancer. I still think he's
pretty messy.
But I do still think he is in trouble after those three. He's like bottom 4.
I just don't want him to be Grocery Store Joe 2.0. Although I'd rather him be Grocery Store Joe 2.0 than Bobby Bones 2.0, but just barely.
Let's talk about I think someone who's probably guaranteed third, fourth, maybe runner-up place. Xochitl Gomez. Yeah, but I don't see her winning. Doing Un Poco Loco. Kind of surprised they didn't do some Marvel music here.
I am too, but like Xochitl's Mexican and Un Poco Loco is set in Mexico, and Coco is set in Mexico. So this was one of like 2 or 3 typecasts of the night. I was kind of concerned that this song wouldn't be good for a paso, because with the paso you think of aggression in the Matador, but then Un Poco Loco is by no means an aggressive song.
I would think like the villain version of Remember Me for a good paso.
That's been done for jazz dances. But no, this, like I said, they were the highest score of the night. They matched the energy of the song with a paso. So kudos to Val for that. Of course, I'm pretty sure he's, of the pros we have left, the one who's been here the longest. So if anybody could master that, it's Val. Yeah, Xochitl, I mean, she's on my team. She was my second pick.
I'm telling you, it's a different game. That coin flip goes the other way.
This was the first time this season that we had one person at the top of the leaderboard. She got all 9s. But I still am not entirely convinced that she is the one to beat. But people love her, and
Charity or Jason. Xochitl is third, in my opinion.
I think she's gonna make the finale, she might get bumped in favor of Lele, but who knows? The finale because they're gone.
Adrian doing Baby Mine from Dumbo. I've never seen Dumbo. Never seen Dumbo.
Okay, so this song, did you get the vibe that this is like a really sad song from the performance?
Sure it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So in the movie, well, Dumbo gets picked on a lot because he has giant ears. But his mom loves and defends him. But one point she kind of goes a little bit apeshit and starts like attacking everybody. So she gets put away. And Dumbo goes to see her in the cage with Timothy J. Mouse, who is the best Disney mascot sidekick ever. Jiminy who? I don't know. I have a friend who really doesn't like Jiminy Cricket, but when I watch Pinocchio, I'll probably form my own opinion. But this song, like in this scene in the movie, Mrs. Jumbo, his mom, is in a cage. And if you can see in the picture, she's cradling Dumbo in her trunk, singing, and it's just so sad. It is so sad.
But why are we doing justice for Timothy J. Mouse?
Because he's awesome, but everybody gives credit to that damn cricket.
Jiminy Cricket, wasn't he from
Pinocchio?
Why are we comparing the two of them?
I don't know. Him and Tinkerbell get like all the credit for the Disney sidekicks. Anyway, on to Adrian. I didn't love the arrangement for the song. I feel like they kind of sucked some of the emotion out. This was his best dance yet. And then having the cartoon behind them was kind of just like killing me inside. But I'm not really all that surprised that he got eliminated this week. A lot of people aren't upset either.
Yeah, he wasn't winning. I'll just
Not a
say
chance.
that.
Not a chance. Eric's first casualty, by the way. Our teams are both surviving.
Let's talk about Ariana. Into the
Into the
Unknown from Frozen 2. I don't know if I stand alone saying this, but best performance of the season so far, in my opinion.
I thought it was really good too. Now, she was nervous because she's better in frame, but clearly she hasn't been watching this show because anyone who does knows that contemporary is just code speak for it's going to be a moment.
No, this was great. Like, really great. I mean,
Yeah,
the
it
show,
was.
like, it was great.
Beautiful, one of the best of the night, second highest score. She's like consistently like she's near the top, but she's not at the top. She's never been number one in the scores.
She's like destined for third or fourth.
Yeah, I don't see her winning. Also, the fact that Posh has never made the finale, I'm not really sure. Unless by some spoof, Jason isn't there, Daniela can help choreograph her freestyle. But that's probably not going to happen. Oh God,
Yeah.
those two in the finale together because they're married.
But I think she's gonna go far.
I do too. I did not understand Carrie Ann's comment. I don't even know why I typed something in about it. But Derek gave her a 9, so good for Ariana.
If I didn't know who any of these people were, and they in my eyes, they were just regular people, I would probably be rooting for Ariana.
I'm seeing
just
a lot of
saying.
articles saying like everyone's rooting for Ariana. I'm like, okay, she's good and she's probably popular, but like, is everybody rooting for her? I don't think so. People like her, but I'm not really sure if she's like anybody's favorite. I'm seeing a lot of love for Jason. I'm seeing a lot of love for Sochi, but I'm not seeing as much love for Ariana or Charity or Lele.
But you know who I think a lot of people are rooting for? Charity and Artem, Part of Your World. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I think they're going to win.
I liked that she mentioned the importance of representation. I mean, it took Disney until 2009 until they had a Black princess. And I know a lot of people were upset about the remake of Little Mermaid with a Black Ariel. I'm more upset that Disney keeps churning out live action remakes of their movies than anything else. I've never actually seen the live action remake, and I probably never will. But no, this was not my favorite of the night, but it was up there. They looked great. I had no doubt she was going to survive this week.
I think she's going to win.
I wouldn't be surprised or even upset if she did.
Man,
I would rather see like Jason or Charity, or I would rather see Jason or Sochi win than Charity or Ariana. But there are worse things that could happen.
Bachelorette girls, they do really well in this show.
They do.
All right, who do we got next?
That's the show. That's all 11 of them.
Who is our bottom 2?
They didn't announce the bottom 2. They just outright eliminated Adrian.
But who were the last 2 like at the last crew when they announced it? Ooh, Amaya disagrees.
I don't remember who the last few. Hang on,
I will say this, Amaya. Even if she doesn't win, she is top 3. I do not see her anywhere below that. I think she'll be at that finale.
I think she's going to be there too.
So yeah, I guess that is our show then. What's kind of on the horizon? Looking forward. What do we got?
Right. Well,
when's Taylor Swift night already? Come on, like give it to me. I feel like a kid waiting for Christmas. Like where is it?
They haven't said when it is yet. Next. Oh, the last 2 left were Lele and Barry. And I thought they were going to send Barry home. I knew Lele was going to survive. But I figured if it had been Barry and Adrian, I probably would have just been like, send them both home. But whatever.
So what's next week?
Next week, I'm going to trade in my mini ears for Kleenex because it's most memorable year night.
Not Halloween?
No, that's week 6. Week 6, they're actually calling it Monster Night.
It's going to be some Wednesday in there.
I need to I'll talk to you in the post. I'll talk to you in the post show. But yes, next week is the Len tribute as well. So Val and Jenna are... Eric, stop messaging me. We're in the middle of the show. Yeah, Jenna and Val are choreographing a tribute to Len. The current pros are going to be in it. The Huff siblings are going to be in it. Several past pros that we haven't seen in decades are going to be in it. I'm probably going to cry, and it's going to be great.
Oh boy. Do we have the song list?
Yeah, it's going to be set to Moon River, which Len's favorite dance was a waltz. The only thing is, most memorable year night, most Dancing with the Stars fans know the dancing is secondary. How weepy the stories are takes over. And I don't have the stories, but I do have songs and dance styles. Yeah, 5 contemporaries this week. 5 contemporaries, 3 Viennese waltzes, 1 paso, and 1 quick step.
Probably going to see our first 10 next week.
Either then or Halloween. Or, sorry, Monster Night.
Monster Mash.
Ugh, song's not done. Unless it's the opening number. Anyway, Allison and Sasha will perform a Viennese waltz to Perfect by Ed Sheeran.
How old is that song at this point? I mean, I like it, but it's like...
Not that old. One of my friends was like complaining about it, and they love Ed Sheeran, that's the thing, but apparently they don't like that song. Yeah. Mira and Gleb will perform a contemporary to Time After Time.
Cyndi Lauper?
Yes. Sochi and Val will perform a Viennese waltz to Until I Found You by Steven Sanchez, which I've never heard before.
Same. Oh, no, I know. That's a TikTok song. Until
a lot of songs are TikTok songs.
You. All right, keep going.
All right. Ariana and Pasha will perform a Viennese waltz to Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish. You've never heard that song before? I have. Apparently the karaoke version is fantastic, but we don't discuss that. Eric's not here.
She's done with The Voice. I saw that.
Yeah, well, she moved to New York City. So it just doesn't make sense. Anyway, Lele and Brandon will perform a contemporary to I'll Stand By You.
That's a 10.
Maybe. Charity and Artem will perform a contemporary to Lose You to Love Me by Selena Gomez.
Oh, I love that song.
I do too.
Someone did that on Idol this past season.
I don't remember. Oh, Eric's trying to join us. Jason and Daniela perform a quick step to On the Road Again by Willie Nelson. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Okay. The only time I remember this song is when Donkey sings it in Shrek. All right. Harry and Riley will perform a contemporary to Keep Your Head Up by Andy Grammer.
Gotta keep your head up. Whoa.
Barry
and sing, I start coughing.
2020. That's a memorable year if ever there was one. Hi, Eric. All right, we have 2 left. Barry and Pito perform a Paso Doble to Born to Be Wild.
Born to be wild. Eric, were you born to be wild?
No, but I did overhear you saying that you can't talk about Kelly's version of Happier Than Ever, which is horseshit. A, Adam is right, she's done with a voice, and B, it's so freaking good. So good.
Okay. See, Adam's got the tissues already. We're good for next week.
I'm still like half sick. I don't know what to tell you.
And last one, and the prize for the worst song choice of the week, Mauricio and Emma will perform.
Don't want to miss a thing.
No, thank God. Worse than that.
How?
A contemporary to Rise Up.
Take a look at me.
That is not worse.
That is not worse, Grace.
Yes, it is.
Your priorities are all over the place today, Grace.
If honestly, it's about as bad, but it's not worse.
It's worse. All right. That's the show. Eric, do you want to eulogize your lost contestant in Adrian?
Nah, I'm good.
Let's have a moment of
Okay.
silence. The moment has passed. Moving on. It was a short moment.
Yeah.
Oh
But
my
yeah.
god.
And so yeah, week 5 is most memorable year and Len tribute. Week 6 is Monster Night. It's on Halloween. And we don't know anything beyond that. I know Adam's waiting impatiently for Taylor Swift night.
You have no idea.
But that's our show.
But yeah,
We can wrap
so
this thing up.
thanks so much for joining us. And I guess next week for Grace is everything. Right? Well, you could find me here and, you know, drowning in a pool of NyQuil. And where can we find you, Grace?
Reality2_Grace on Twitter, Sray Squeenie on Threads, because Eric is here, and lobbying for Timothy J. Mouse to get the same treatment that Jiminy Cricket gets because he's awesome.
Do you think Grace? Do you think Eric deserves where can we find him since he joined so late?
I'm good.
It's in his headline. We're good.
You find him joining streams late.
Well, it wasn't
All right.
late. I mean,
But yeah,
I wasn't going to be here at all today, but I think we're fine.
All right.
We will see you next
guys,
week.
Till next
Thanks
week.
for watching.